including a vehicle we have found that has significantly influenced the processes of our becoming the women you're going to see tonight. That being said, as you absorb our stories and you hear from these doctors and how they interact with their clients and their patients, just know that we are not making any claims to treat or cure any specific disease or condition, nor are we making any income claims. This series is a platform that we hope will empower and educate you to embrace an entrepreneurial mindset of success, no matter what walk of life, what industry you're in, where you are, and what's going on in life. So put on your seatbelt, get ready, because I'm excited and just beyond, over the top to introduce this amazing panel that we have tonight. You've already probably, hopefully, read their amazing bios. And so what I'm going to do is just a short snippet, and then I'm going to open it up for these ladies to tell a little bit more about themselves. So you understand, what these titles behind their names mean, because sometimes people don't know. So who you're going to hear from is Nailani Valentine, Dr. Nailani Valentine. She's a naturopathic doctor, and she's a founder of Wellness Practice, lover of life and music. She's a wife, a mom, grandmother, and a great grandmother. So check that out. And guess what? Fabulous. Just totally fabulous. And for my guests on the line, just so you know, and I'm just going to put it out there, right? These titles in the corporate business that we all share together, qualifying national marketing director, that's pretty huge. And it's exciting as we all just matriculate to the top. You also have Gina Johnson, and I'm getting excited to get to know Gina better and better as we have locked arms together on this mission. And she's a doctor of osteopathic medicine. And now I got to put on these glasses, y'all, because I'm getting old. Oh my goodness. She is board certified family medicine doctor. She is certified Pilates instructor, owner of Integrative Medicine Practice and Health Studio right outside that Atlanta area. Nailani's in that Orlando, Florida area, okay? And Gina is a former Olympic level athlete. She's a wife and a mom also. And then we have, so thank you ladies. I'm so excited to be part of this team. And then we have Sandra Shavers. She's a doctor of education. So we're covering almost all the facets here tonight, guys. She is a licensed clinical social worker, owner of mental health practice, wellness strategist. She's a wife, a mom, and a grandmother also. And then bringing in the rear, here we have it, Dr. Wanda Terrell, okay? Dr. Wanda Terrell is board, and Shanja is outside of Atlanta also, down a little bit further south, but she's in Georgia. And then we have Dr. Wanda Terrell. She's in St. Louis, Missouri. And she's a board certified internal medicine doctor, assistant professor of clinical medicine. She's listed in the best doctors in America from 2011 to 2020, y'all. Now, we know we made a typo on the flyer, but it is 2020. And guess what? I'll knock down 2021 too. And she is also a wife, a mom, and a grandmother. So ladies, I'm just honored. I am grateful beyond for you all taking your time out to just come and share your hearts with our audience, with our friends, with our guests, and welcome again if you're a guest. So what I want to know from here, you all, is let's know a little bit more about you, okay? And I think we're gonna have Nailani, Dr. Nailani, start us off and tell us, what do you do and how are you impacting our communities?
Thank you very much. And I'm really excited to be with these ladies and looking forward to hearing more from them as well. As a naturopathic doctor, it is my job to teach. That's what we do. We teach. We teach people to heal themselves. We teach people to take their health into their own hands and to remove obstacles to healing and to prevent dis-ease in the first place. And that's really, in a nutshell, what we do. We teach people to heal themselves without harmful substances and using natural means.
Awesome. I love that. So you guys understand that naturopathic doctor, ND, okay? Very important. Find one in your area. All right. I think we got Sandra. You're going to follow that.
Okay. Hi, and I too am excited to be among the prestigious women on this panel. My doctorate is in education, but my master's is in social work, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker. So we know that social work has many different levels. And so my practice was psychotherapy in the traditional sense. It has transitioned to health and wellness and wholeness. And so thanks to this business, I have tools to help me do that. And so I use those tools in working with my clients to improve their health.
Awesome. Thank you, Sandra. And Sandra, near and dear to my heart, because, mental health, that's my field too. So I'm loving,
Absolutely.
what Sandra's bringing to the table in this collaboration. And now we have Wanda Terrell, our medical. So Wanda's the traditional medicine. Everybody knows what the MD looks like, right? Okay, because you have Nailani and you have Gina who do complementary alternative medicine that are just as powerful as the MD. So I need y'all to really get that in your heads, okay? It's not just the MD, it's the OD, ND, and all these Ds, ED, that is a complementary collaboration of wholeness, okay? So, Dr. Terrell, if we know what the MD does, so you elaborate on that for me a little bit.
Hello, I'm Wanda Terrell. I'm in the St. Louis area. I'm a senior sales coordinator with the Juice Plus Company. And I'm actually jealous of Gina because a few years ago, I was toying with getting into integrative medicine and just decided it was too late in my life to start down another stream. But I think that's awesome. So I'm an internal medicine physician. And I am if you look at the yellow pages back in the old days when we had that, under internal medicine, it's a diagnostician because what we do is diagnose and treat disease. Um, and that I love to do that. Uh, I also, as a primary care doctor, I get to take care of people, adults, from the time they're 18 until they decide to leave me, whether it's naturally or whether they just decide to find another doctor. Um, that's exciting for me because it allows me to kind of intervene throughout people's lives to try to help them. I'm also the person that when the people go to the specialist and they've been told something and they're afraid to ask questions, I'm the one that they come to ask, well, what did he mean by that? And what am I supposed to do? And what do you think? So I've been practicing for a long time. I love it.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Wanda. And now, bringing in the rear, my Olympic athlete, okay, is Gina Johnson, and you got to understand what that DO is. So I really want her to elaborate on that, Gina.
Good evening. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my gosh, I can't even contain myself. I'm Dr. Gina Gonzalez Johnson, and I'm a DO, a doctor of osteopathic medicine. And actually, DOs are medical doctors just like MDs. So the first DO in the world was an MD in the late 1800s. And at that time, he felt the body could heal itself. So he started his own school of medicine to teach the students to approach patients as a whole person, to look at all aspects of their lives, their nutrition, their fitness, their psychological, their mental, spiritual. And so DOs are a little over 100 years old. So there's only two medical degrees that you can have in the world, MD degree and DO degree. You've probably seen a DO, brain surgeon or a gynecologist, and didn't know that you were seeing a DO. So excited to be here. DOs approach patients holistically. I have a medical practice where I am a primary care doctor. I get to walk alongside my patients, guide them through all choices that they're making in their health. I see patients from the time they're born to the time they die. And I love my practice, and I'm so excited to be here to share more with you.
Woo! Y'all, tell me we don't have some powerhouses in here, okay? So look, we're gonna keep it moving because we don't want to keep you all night because we surely could, because we love what we all do. So first question, ladies, first questions. How have you had a breakthrough in your practice in assisting people of color? Because that's a huge topic, okay? To see the importance of prevention, talk to us about that because we know that our African American, that statistics, we lead the way in a lot of them. and they're not great statistics to have or brag about. So let me have Sandra. I want my mental health person to start off on this one because that one, don't run, y'all. Come on.
Yes, absolutely. The first uh, breakthrough for me in my practice is getting African Americans and people of color in the door for therapy and mental health services. In our community, we're taught that you don't do that. You go to the church or you go let sister so and so beat it out of you, but you don't tell the people your business. And so my practice started primarily with white women, but it transitioned as people in the community became aware that it was okay. And so one of the second breakthroughs that I had was being able to use our Juice Plus sponsored videos in my waiting room. So by the time my clients came back to see me, they had already watched most of Bridging the Gap. And then they wanted to say, hold up, can I have 2 or 3 more minutes? I want to finish this. So, that tool alone gave me a window in to discuss health and wellness and nutrition and how it impacts mental health and mental clarity.
When it comes to looking at our communities and why it is that sometimes we hesitate, we have a history and we know that we have a history. So what happens now and what has been happening lately more than ever is their personal experiences that they're going through right now and what they're seeing around them. And they're getting to the place now where people are willing to listen, whereas before they were thinking, well, it may not be so important. However, something as simple as nutrition, now they're beginning to think and to see that nutrition can make a difference. And because of the fears of not wanting to experience what others are experiencing, it makes them more willing to ask the questions and willing to go along with the process. I could go on.
Well, let me jump in, Dr. Nalani, and share a little bit about my practice. I think it's been more of a breakthrough, a process through educating people. When I started, mostly patients came in for episodic care. People have the idea, and still some do, if you're not sick, you don't have to go to the doctor. So my job was to educate them that no, it's not just about sickness, it's about health and doing some preventive things. So I have the practice of everybody, if you come to see me, I'm going to schedule you for a preventive visit. And at that time, we're going to talk about your health issues, but we're also going to talk about lifestyle things that you need to do to be healthy and not just treat disease. And by doing that, we talk about nutrition, we talk about exercise, we talk about water, we talk about mental health and resting and exercise, all of that. Sonja, when I had my own practice, I also had videos made by Juice Plus Company to kind of introduce people to what a healthy lifestyle could be and what one simple change they could make. When I saw what Juice Plus did for me, the research on the product was awesome for me. It became natural for me to start sharing that as a part of my teaching about lifestyle changes and what one simple change people could make.
Thank you, doctor, for reminding me of something that I was thinking about as you were listing the different preventative ways that you help them. And that is something that I use as well. We all call them the pillars, the 5 pillars of health: thinking well, eating well, drinking well, sleeping well, and moving well. And when we put them all together, wow. And I'm excited to hear from you other doctors that we are all doing the same thing. We're all working the same way. And it's wonderful.
It's exciting. I'm like, look, y'all, this is the model of the doctors you want in your resource bag, okay? So this is a great example to follow, that if you don't hear your doctor talking like this, you might need a new doctor. I'm just saying. All right, ladies. Next.
And I wanted to say that, you know, your patients really want to be heard. They want to be supported. They want hope. And as a primary care physician, we are the first stop. We are the first place that people come to, and they want role models. And so they're looking to us to show them what they should be doing. And so that is one of the things that we try to really implement, are different ways that in the practice we're showing them, and we are also following it ourselves. So I've been taking Juice Plus for about 16 years, and it's the nutritional foundational support that I recommend to my patients, because it's plant powders in a vegan capsule that you can easily consume. And not only do we do primary prevention, we do secondary prevention. And so one of the breakthroughs that I had with a patient in a wheelchair who had just had a stroke was to implement secondary prevention through whole food nutrition, moving her body in the wheelchair, and her numbers improved within 3 months. And that is amazing when you know that a patient has all the excuses in the world to not be able to do it. Someone in a wheelchair to be able to really hear you and implement it is just wonderful to see.
That's huge, y'all. I hope y'all are hearing this, okay? I am just, wow. Thank you, ladies. So let's go to the next question, because we want to know, I'm going to get a little personal here, okay? And feel comfortable if you do not want to share, and that's okay. But have you all had any personal experiences with preventable and chronic illnesses causing greater damage or even death to a family member, to yourself, to, you know, close friends? And how did that shape your current practice? And let's start with, Nailani. Yep.
Yeah, I have to answer that one.
Yeah.
In 1996, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I was told by more than one doctor that my only option was surgery. Thankfully, I was introduced to Dr. Phil Valentine, a naturopathic doctor, and he taught me to heal myself, no drugs, no herbs, without a lot of vitamins, using two things: proper thinking, number one, proper thinking, and proper nutrition. And that made me go back to school because I thought I was healthy. And in our community, there are a lot of us who think we're healthy. We don't realize that we've lost so much of the nutritional content of the foods, even when we are eating as well as we know how. We still are not getting, and I say, I don't care who we are, vegan, vegetarian, raw, which I was all of that, still not getting the nutritional content from the foods that we eat. And so it has made a huge difference. No, it did not heal me. And we know there is nothing you can take that will heal you. That's not the point. The body heals itself when you remove obstacles to healing and when you give it what it's starving for. And at the cellular level, we were starving. Sometimes I hope I'm not just going on and on, but sometimes we are overfed and undernourished. A lot of us are, particularly in our community. And this has been really, I'm grateful that we have these plant powders that can make a difference. They don't heal, but they make a difference. They fill in the gap. And might I just say two things, just one more thing.
Okay.
We have two gaps. A lot of us know that we have a gap between what we eat and what we should eat. There's another gap between what we eat and what we get from what we eat. And that is the difference.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah. And Sandra, because I was like, Sandra, go next, because you heard her thinking.
Absolutely. And, you know, thinking is everything. So in mental health, you know, we're talking about cognitive, which is thinking, and how it impacts behavior. And we also know that mental health and physical health are on the same continuum. You can be mentally healthy today and get a diagnosis that will break you down tomorrow, mentally, socially, emotionally, and you're in another time and space. So part of what I do is the education piece as well, teaching about how our thoughts drive us. Change your mind, save your life. And that applies to nutrition. And I was able to integrate that along with doing other things in my office. I had the freedom to do things like self-care groups where my clients could sign up for the Shred 10, where we eliminated gluten, dairy, sugar, fried, and processed foods. You know, they had the freedom to come to my nutritional workshops. And I even brought in some African-American vegan chefs to do a live cooking demonstration. And there was no greater joy on for me than to see their faces when the chef said, we're going to prepare a whole Thanksgiving meal and we're not going to use any animal products, not even eggs. And it's like, what? So, you know, I have found so much joy in doing what Dr. Nalani said, teaching and educating. And by the way, I am a college professor also, and I slip that in every now and then. So it comes natural because the teacher learns more than the student. So I'm learning tonight as we speak.
All right, who's next?
So I will jump in there. Personal challenges. There's a strong family history for me for cancer. My father died at age 59 of cancer. I have two sisters with breast cancer who are survivors of breast cancer. One was diagnosed in her early 40s and the other one later in life. But so my original thought was, when is it going to hit me? So that's the thinking that I had. I had to shift that to it's not going to happen to me because I'm going to take charge of my health and do all that I can to make sure that it doesn't. So that means eating a healthy diet. That means loading my body with fruits and vegetables and berries as much as I can. But also, I'm very confident because I've added these powders, these plant bio powders through Juice Plus, fruits, vegetables, and berries, that I know that I'm doing something. Why? Because we have research that shows that it helps to make our DNA healthier. And that's a foundation. That damaged DNA is what causes cancer. So I'm confident that I am doing all that I can to not let my DNA be my destiny. So I'm excited about that.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Wanda. I appreciate you sharing, you ladies. All right, Gina, you're going to close up.
I have a personal experience. It's really sad for me to talk about this, but my father died of diabetes complications. He had a massive stroke. I was a young doctor at the time, had to make the decision to stop all supportive therapy and treatment for him. And diabetes is a chronic disease that is preventable. We grew up on a farm, but my father started to eat a diet that was full of fat and processed foods. And he didn't really follow what my grandparents taught us when it came to eating what you grew. And so I love that, the Juice Plus company has tower gardens that we can use in our homes, in our businesses, that we can actually grow our own produce without the limitation of weather, without the limitation of not knowing how to grow in soil. And I love that there has been a research study done on the tower gardens comparing organic soil growing to comparing the mineral content, which was the same, but yet you get a larger harvest with the tower garden, 30% more, uses less water, it's so convenient, it's towered a table, it's delicious, it's so affordable. Oh my gosh, I love it. And I love sharing that with my patients.
Awesome. Oh, I love that. I love that you brought that tower garden in because, those are my babies too, Gina. So, all right. So guys, look, I know we're getting short on time. So we're going to fast forward really quick here because at the end, we have the doctors are going to give you their strategies. Okay. So if you're not taking notes now, you're definitely going to take notes in a few minutes. Okay. But one more question I got to ask you before you guys give us those things. And don't forget, we're short on time. All right. So I want to know, how do you as doctors help your patients or your clients of lower income communities? Because again, that's huge. And to be honest with you, this is not a race question, because there is low income communities in all races. Okay. But how do we get that community to see the value in choosing to buy the whole foods versus fast foods when we fully well know they have limited resources, access to the resources? So how do you all help them see that?
I'll jump in there first. I think the key word there is value, because people need to see the value in what they're doing. I like to compare the cost of disease, the cost of taking care and managing disease versus what happens if you live a healthy life, and the cost of feeding yourself healthily so that you don't end up with disease. And when you educate people in that way, especially if you're hammering it in year after year after year, they finally start to see it and make better choices. I love that Juice Plus is a way to add value, because when you look at the cost of produce and you look at the decreased mineral and nutritional value in the produce that we have in our grocery store, comparing that to what we get through Juice Plus every day, it's the value is there. People just have to see that. Comparing what they can buy in the store with purchasing Juice Plus, and you start where you can, and then you move forward. So I think helping people to learn about the value, the cost of disease is tremendous, and translating that into what am I going to buy for my family? And is Juice Plus going to be one of those things? And also we have the Healthy Start for Families program, which allows us to get 2 for 1. A parent can, or grandparent or aunt or uncle can purchase Juice Plus and get it free for a child. And that's an awesome way to get a family started on healthy eating.
Let me jump in because I think Sandra, you're going to follow Wanda, right? But guys, you fully will know, and I love what Wanda said. Y'all, we pay for what we want. Okay, we make time to do what we want to do. That is the bottom line. Because I've worked with a lot of low-income families, and guess what? They value Juice Plus in their grocery bill, and they make it a priority because they understand, again, the value versus cost. Thank you for that, Dr. Wanda. Okay, so Sandra, jump in. And
Yeah,
again,
I'm amen in everything you just said, Dr. Terrell. And I want to add that I share the story of me. The plant powders, whole food concentrates, that was a no-brainer for me. I was ready for this. However, when it came to the complete protein powders, I thought that because I was juicing and doing smoothies that I didn't need that. And one of the things I was made to realize is I was getting 2 healthy drive-through meals every week from Chick-fil-A, healthy. So I thought that was my thinking at the time. But that was $16 or $17 a week. So we're talking about $65 a month. And that was for 2 days. The other days, I might do my smoothie or whatever. But I was made to realize that I could have this healthy protein shake full of veggies packed with all good stuff for less than 2 days of Chick-fil-A, which really wasn't that healthy. So, over time, I don't do that, but I share that story. And I also educate them about the fact that it comes out of their food budget. If you're replacing a meal with a complete shake, and if you're getting all these vegetables with the protein powders, you're actually saving money. You can't buy it cheaper than that. And so it is about educating and growing on the Tower Garden and all those modalities that we have access to.
awesome.
It's interesting that the doctors have said exactly the same thing that's been my experience. And that is, I looked at my food bill and look at cereals, how expensive those cereals are. Cereals, bottled water, bottled juices rather, which is similar to sugar water. And so cookies, crackers, all those kinds of things. When I took those off the list, I had much more than enough to cover the Juice Plus. And so that is what I help them to see, that it's not a matter of spending more, using more, it's just redirecting it to something that's going to be more helpful for them. And they can see
Yep.
that.
I love it. I love it. Y'all, are y'all hearing? Okay, so Gina's gonna bring it with that. And just, it's amazing. I'm blown away, y'all. Seriously, this makes dollars and cents.
Exactly. And it's also, just encouraging patients to have more vegetarian meals. I mean, you show them the numbers, right? If you do a combo meal for a family of 4 and each of you get the combo meal, that's about $45. If you got a bag of legumes like lentils, 2 sticks of carrots, celery, garlic, clove, a couple cloves, a little bit of salt, and you make a stew, guess what? That's less than $10, and you get leftovers for your lunch and sometimes leftovers for the next meal the next day. So you show them the numbers. You know, I've done healthy eating on a budget. You have to just show them, give them examples, and then let them really look at how they would save in the long run and how they will get healthier and not have to spend money later. You spend it now or you spend it later.
Exactly. And you know what? Kathy in the chat said that. She's like, you going to pay for wellness or you going to pay for sickness? I love that. You know what I'm saying? So pay now, pay later. We prefer you don't pay at all. And that's why we're doing panels like this. Y'all, I hope you're hearing these doctors, and I'm hoping that you're going to require more from your doctors. Raise the bar, ask the tough questions, because you're getting answers here to take control of your health so your health doesn't take control of you by being one part of this amazing community. All right, last question, ladies. You guys bringing it. Y'all are bringing it, because what we want to know, the audience, is your top 2, 3, strategies to get healthier that you recommend to your patients. And I know that you all have said it over and over again, but I like repetition and I like them to hear it succinctly and boom, to the point. So if y'all weren't paying attention before, they're going to summarize exactly what they told you in a couple of sentences so that you can take that to the bank and start taking control of your health. Actually, you're going to start wanting to get with the person who invited you and ask them, how do I get started? How do I join this community? And I want to lock arms and inspire healthy living around the world. So Gina, we're going to start, because I've been keeping you as my pull up the last leg, but we want you to start it this time.
Okay. So basically, go to the basics. Move your body every day, even if you're in a wheelchair. Move your arms, move your legs, get enough sleep, manage your stress, eat real food, stop putting chemicals in your body, okay? Be with people that make you happy, remove stressors from your life, and then simple things that you can do to increase whole food, more vegetarian meals. You can volunteer at different co-ops. You can be part of a co-op. You can grow your own food. You can also
with the
cook
tower
together.
garden.
Yes, with the tower garden. You can cook together, get a group of people and cook all of you, and then share the foods. There's so many more things you can buy in bulk.
All right,
so
all right.
I'm gonna let some of the others.
Yep, Gina's telling it all. Gina's telling it all.
Let me let some of everybody else share some things. I'm so excited.
2 to 3.
I love it, because those are exactly some of the things that we use as well. But what you're describing is community. And for people who are dealing with depression and anxiety, there's no better anecdote than when you help other people, when you go and be in an environment volunteering to help other people. So I also teach people to use if they're to move while they're moving their body, and most people can walk. We do know that there are some who can't do that, but walking is a great exercise. And while you're walking, if you're listening to something that is helpful, like one of our Juice Plus videos, you don't have to see it, you can listen, but it does magnify what you are hearing with the brain while you're moving your body. So that's a plus for that. And then everything else she just said, but the tower garden, I can't stress enough. We just got our 3rd one. We're so excited to set that up. And I'll save some more for the rest of you.
All right.
Well, I'll just repeat it because it's the same. It doesn't change. Think well, eat well, sleep well, move well, and drink well. Water. How much water are we drinking? Half of our weight in ounces, unless you have a kidney issue. You want your urine to be clear and without odor, and preferably earlier in the day. When you first wake up, that should be the first thing you drink. So these are things that we can create a habit out of. And then once you make the habit of doing those things, then it's easy to do even when you don't feel like doing it, because that's what a habit is, right? I'm good. I don't feel like exercising today while I'm putting on my gym clothes, right? I don't feel like doing it, but I'm doing it because it's a habit. So if we look at our habits and then switch them, that helps as well.
Awesome. And Dr. Terrell, gonna bring it home.
I think we're all kind of saying the same thing. I have 4 things that I talk about in my preventive visits. When I'm taking the history, I'm asking how many servings of fruits and vegetables do you eat every day? How much water do you drink? How many days a week do you exercise? How many hours do you sleep? When I wrap up the visit, I'm finishing with those same 4 things. You need to eat a plant-based diet. Cram as many fruits and vegetables and grains in your diet as you can every day, 9 to 13 servings. Drink plenty of water, half of your body weight, at least 64 ounces up to half of your body weight till your urine is clear. Move. That may be starting with just a 15-minute walk after dinner, but get some activity in and get plenty of sleep, 7 to 9 hours. If you're not there, start with an additional 15 minutes, go to bed 15 minutes earlier, move that up every week until you've got 7 to 9 hours. So hydration, plant-based diet, movement, and sleep.
There it is, y'all. I mean, you all have heard from the professionals. You all hear from the doctors that most people, hook, line, and sinker believe to be like almost like the Bible, right? And so y'all take this to heart. Take these notes and have these conversations with your health professionals. Okay. Ladies, I can't thank you all enough. I'm just excited because look, the next speaker is about to bring the house down. Okay. She's about to put a pretty bow on it, as she always does. And I'm excited because I get to work alongside in the field with this amazing, amazing lady. So before I do that though, what I'm hoping that you literally have seen tonight is how all of these different modalities come from different walks of life with different backgrounds and various reasons as to why we said yes to this mission, be it the support, the community, this product line, or the stable company that will continue to be with us along our journey of becoming. So now our next presenter, as she wraps this up with some valuable insights as only she can do, Dewana Scantleberry is a corporate business leader with more than now 26, 27 years of direct selling experience. After attending Cornell University, she led a global rollout to replace an outdated business order management system. She also spent 15 years as a senior sales manager, developing exciting field events and incentive programs while overseeing representative communications. Dewana has also been a senior sales marketing manager in apparel for 12 years, responsible for product development that generated sales in excess of $180 million. Throughout her career, Dewana was so passionate and understanding the representative experience and walking in their shoes that she became one herself. She served customers more than 16 years and became a top performer. Dewana is currently our US. Let me make sure I get this title right, because she's actually our jack of all trade, and she is making sure she's taking care of us well, but she is now our director of activation in our corporate office. And I will tell you that she is a native of New York, where I was born. She resides in the Bronx County with her husband and 2 sons. And I just got to plug personally, when I tell you, I was fortunate to be in her region when she was a regional director in the Northeast section. And she did get to know us and she cared about us. And she not only cared about the Northeast section, she cared really nationally, if not globally, across the board for all of us out here who have the boots on the ground, while corporate is amazing in supporting us. So Dewana, I cannot thank you enough for joining us, truly taking time out of your busy schedule, because we know we've got a lot going on. I know you're going to let us know a little bit about that. I love your background, honoring Women's History Month. We just came off of, Black Heritage Month. Now we're in Women's History and Heritage Month. And that's exciting because that's what you saw. Beautiful women, entrepreneurs, making it happen, inspiring healthy living around the world. Dewana, take it away, and thank you so, so much.
Thank you. And I have been taking notes, and it is an honor for me to join these amazing women. What an experience we have within this tribe of support. We've heard so many good tips, so many good words, and I'm going to look down for a moment because The things that got to me is, change your mind, change your life. Um, Dr. Terrell said, in her mind, we often think when you look at your family's health, when is it going to happen to me? And in her mind, it's this is not going to happen to me. And really, that's what we get to do in this Juice Plus community. So I've been with the Juice Plus company for 4 years, and it has been an incredible journey. Because as Beverly said, I'm a New Yorker, and I'm sorry, we think we know a lot, and I had no idea this amazing community of people existed. I just didn't. Our home office is based in Memphis, Tennessee. And honestly, as a New Yorker, you fly over Memphis to get to California. You don't stop unless you got family there. Good thing about New York, we got barbecue too, and it's off the chain. So there really wasn't any idea in my mind that a company of this caliber globally existed. And what I learned about Juice Plus in this community is one, this is a 50-year-old company and it is growing in leaps and bounds. It has been amazing. Last year alone, we opened up 3 new markets. So we're at 26 countries and growing. And we have more that we're going to open up in 2021 and the next few years to come. But I never knew about this amazing global company, 50 years old, tells you about longevity, and it tells you about the people who are behind the scenes making it tick, supporting our partners, as we call these amazing female entrepreneurs, which was another thing that I noted of really the pride and the true respect we have for these women. You are really changing and impacting the lives of people. These women and the female entrepreneurs within this community are part of Women's History Month. In fact, we're not a month, we are history. We are history in the making. Really, when you think about it, one simple change, to be able to have the mindset of let me not treat, but let me prevent. And it's all about not just what we take in, but how we view that, how we value our body, and how we value how we get to help each other in this community. So this company is at the forefront of doing that. You heard about plant powders, whole food nutrition. I'm going to be honest, I was that mom, I was that wife. It was all about vitamins. That's all I knew. Drink a glass of water, get that. Have some salad on your plate. And I'm going to be honest, I was that girl, give me the collard greens and I'm going to boil it down. We didn't do that saute and sprinkle a little olive. We cooked that bad boy. But it was about supplements. I have 2 boys, a basketball player and a football player. I didn't know. I thought, let me get the best and most expensive vitamins, and that was going to help. It wasn't until I came to Juice Plus that I recognized, you know what? Maybe it could have been harming our bodies versus doing good until I got educated, until I wrapped my arms around this community who was teaching me, this New Yorker who thought she knew so much, a little bit more about nutrition and taking the time to embrace that and implementing. Now, Sandra, I know you said Chick-fil-A, and I'm sorry, that's my thing. But you also heard bridging the gap. And that means getting the nutrition that my body needs when I'm not necessarily eating the things that it should have. So I may want that Chick-fil-A, but that bridging that gap, that whole food plant-based nutrition is bridging that gap. And I so appreciate that insight and being able to incorporate that in my life and my family's life, which honestly, I don't fiend for Chick-fil-A as much as I do, right? That's a treat every couple of months. But it's just, again, this company, the mindset, health and wellness. We have experienced in the past year a lot of things that have just, rocked our world, right, externally. And this community was already in the forefront of building relationships and having conversations about health. Well, this pandemic has caused people to pause, whether they were too busy before, they found time to listen. Why? Because they recognize if I can do something different, or if I can do more of the good stuff, that this is going to help my body and my family deal with this crisis. And that's what this community is about. It's not about a magic pill. It's about educating and taking those simple change, making that simple change and sharing it with others. we're a support group. We come together. We are on a mission to inspire healthy living, but we are on a movement. And let me tell you, what we have in front of us as a product and as a business, it is not going out of style. And those of you who know me, I'm a girl, I love a red lipstick. I do not need a red lipstick. We all need our health. We want quality of life, even if you are dealing with a debilitating disease, quality of life, giving your body what it needs to just sustain you, to be able to embrace those moments that you have. That's what this movement is about. This product is not a trend. Our research alone tells us that whole food nutrition makes a difference in our bodies. The fact that we make it affordable. You just heard these amazing doctors talk about value and affordability. You know, it's the variety of the rainbow that really is making an impact in our bodies. You also heard about, I was a vegan, I was a vegetarian, but Dr. Nelani, she still dealt with breast cancer. So it's that variety. And again, we make it affordable for everyone, especially parents. That ability to be able to take advantage of healthy thoughts for family, an adult sponsoring the child to get the product for free. That's amazing with the quality of plant produce. Research, over 40 research studies, and the ability to know that it's not, again, I was that girl, good housekeeping seal of approval. That's what I went by. If Oprah said it, sign me up. We have fact, we have research. We know what this product is doing in our body and the good that is happening inside. That oftentimes people don't realize, you know, oh, I don't see a difference. Well, you know, are you getting up feeling a little more energized? Are you slagging toward the end of the day a little less? Are you reducing that coffee that maybe you needed 4 cups during the day and maybe now you're down to 2? We're talking small, simple changes. Are you moving a little more? I know Beverly, she gives me my pep talk every morning. I know you on Zoom, Tawada, but are you moving? And yes, I am moving and grooving. It is because of the excitement around what we get to do. Again, we're impacting lives of everyone globally, not just through the product, but also through the business opportunity. These ladies not only get to educate and teach about nutrition, but they also have a business where they're helping other people have a business, that we get to help each other, because that's what it's about. Sandra talked about mental health, supporting yourself, surrounding yourself with a community. We are that community. We are those amazing females and a few good men, but we come together because you can't do it alone, right? We need more boots on the ground. People need to be educated, and now is the time. And this company is here to support our partners as you go out and do that. You're at the forefront, but we're here holding up the rear, giving you resources, giving you access, giving you videos, giving you, you know, brochures, going big on social so that we can see ourselves in the beauty of all colors of the rainbow. If I can see someone that looks like me and they're telling me a health story that I'm struggling with, you better believe I'm gonna DM them. I want to know a little more. If there's a younger person that's, you know, have this incredible business where she gets to enjoy life, but still is able to bring in some decent income, someone's going to look at that and say, I want to be a part of that. What is that about? So we really are making history. I want to thank this community of doctors, this community of people who have the mindset of helping one another. And the fact that I get to represent the Juice Plus company and being on this call, because together we are better and we are making an impact. It is not just today, it's tomorrow, and in the days and months and years to come. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Dawana. As always, we so appreciate all that you do for us, the whole corporate office. It's amazing. It is completely amazing. So ladies, Gina, thank you. Neilani, thank you. Sanja, thank you. Wanda, thank you. And again, Dawana, amazing close as always. Ladies, this is why we can stay happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise, because iron sharpens iron. And that is, again, who I want to grow old with. So thanks also to all of you out there in the audience who have taken the time out of all of our busy schedules. I keep telling people, stop saying when it slows down. It doesn't slow down, y'all. We're going to just stay busy, and that's just life now, okay? So let's just be real about that thing, okay? But we hope you saw value in what you've heard tonight, and not just to be hearers, but also to do it and to execute it. Knowledge is not power. So you got a lot of knowledge. They dropped a lot of nuggets. It's applied knowledge that's power. So we want you to apply. We want to hear about the stories. And I know that there were questions in the chat and hands raised in the chat. This is not the forum. Please get with the person who invited you out to get those questions answered. And guess what? We're all accessible. That's the beautiful thing about this company. We are all accessible at any level, okay? And that is part of our company's core model, to really make sure that you're approachable at any level, okay? So now, hopefully something that you heard resonated with you tonight, and maybe you're just overall curious about some of the things that you heard. Well, if that's the case, please, again, get back with the person who invited you so they can give you a lot more details. And we're going to invite you next quarter. Stay tuned for the date and another panel that is going to be out. And our Becoming Successful series, this is recorded, so it will be coming out shortly, so that if you have people that you want to hear this information, which I know you will, you can be able to share it. So again, thank you, everyone. Have a good evening and good night.